by Professor Sun Kim with recent advance of US for diagnosis of facial cancer. Please.
Thank you. I would like to talk on transrectal ultrasound prostate this time. And this left upper one is the oldest model for transrectal ultrasound developed in Japan. The church system. It was developed in 1967. And after that, there was various modifications of transrectal ultrasound transducers like a 3D, but most popular one is this end firing system at this moment. And we can use grayscale, we can use Doppler, we can use 3D, we can use elastography, and we can use contrast-enhanced ultrasound. That is the techniques we can use with transrectal ultrasound to evaluate prostate. In addition to transrectal ultrasound, of course, we can use NCT MRI, and especially for MRI, we can use various process sequences like T2-weighted imaging, diffusion-weighted images, dynamic contrast-enhanced images. The incidence of prostate cancer is important. I said this is Vietnam, and in Vietnam the incidence and mortality both are not high. It's quite low here. My country, in Korea, the incidence is medium range, but with lower mortality rate. But the thing is the incidence of prostate cancer is increasing, especially in these Asian countries. This is in a year, and this is a graphs of the incidence of prostate cancer in United States and Europe. As a definitely the peak was around the year 2000, and it's decreasing. But in Asian countries, it's still increasing, including our countries, and probably in the future in Vietnam. In Japan, now it's a little bit starting to decrease, but including Korea and Vietnam is still increasing quite fast. So this is an important disease, prostate cancer. We well know that with transrectal ultrasound, we need to have a conception of zonal architecture. It is axial, this is sagittal, this is a peripheral zone, central zone, transition zone, and anterior fibromuscular stroma. Most of the prostate cancer develop in this peripheral zone, and some in this transition zone. In contrast, most of the BPH occurs in this transition zone. With those zonal concept in mind, this is an axial transrectal ultrasound from the upper part, base, to the apex. And with grayscale ultrasound, is very homogeneous echo density. This is the color and power Doppler ultrasound, and there are basically the two groups of vessels. One group is this peripheral portion, and the other group of vessels in this central portion. And this is the arterial supply. These central portion vessels supplied by the inferior vesical artery, by urethral artery. This is central group of vessels. And this is by prostatic artery through the capsular artery. This is the peripheral vascular groups. So basically we can identify the peripheral vasculature and in the central vasculature. Then, what's the typical appearance of the prostate cancer at grayscale ultrasound? Typical appearance is well-defined hypoechoic lesion in peripheral joint. There's 4 different cases. Here are lesions, the various sizes, but clearly we see hypoechoic peripheral lesions. So other 6 cases of prostate cancer, various size, location, echogenicity, but common finding is well-defined hypoechoic lesions in the periphery. In this case, it is difficult to identify that hypoechoic lesions in the prostate. A little bit heterogeneous echogenicity, but we cannot identify focal hypoechoic lesions. But at biopsy, all the prostate was involved by the prostate cancer. So it is difficult to make a definitive diagnosis of prostate cancer with transrectal ultrasound. How about this case? There's some heterogeneous echogenicity, some areas are hypoechoic, but it is not easy. But if you trace the outer margin of the prostate, probably this left side is quite a smooth margin, but in this right side there is irregularity here. So this is a very, very important finding. When you do the prostate ultrasound, you have to trace the outer margin of the prostate. In this case, this prostate cancer, this area was involved by this prostate cancer, and there is a definite extracapsular extension on this right side here. The problem of transrectal ultrasound to make a diagnosis of prostate cancer is only 60% of all prostate cancer has this hypoechoic appearance. In other words, another 40% is not hypoechoic, it's maybe isoechoic, same echogenicity, or even hyperechoic. And the other problem is only 20 to 30% of all peripheral hypoechoic lesions is prostate cancer. So it means that this finding of hypoechoic peripheral lesion, this finding is neither sensitive nor specific for prostate cancer diagnosis. Here are 2 small hypoechoic lesions in the posterior peripheral joint, same appearance, but one is cancer, the other is not. It is difficult to tell which one is which. That's why we always need biopsy to confirm diagnosis. Then there is many technical advances that can improve the sensitivity and specificity of transrectal ultrasound in prostate evaluation. One was Doppler ultrasound, the second elastography, so the contrast enhanced ultrasound. And nowadays it is also important, always we need to compare transrectal ultrasound findings with MRI findings. Let's think about Doppler ultrasound first. Like most malignant tumors of the other parts of the body, prostate cancer is usually hypervascular, like this one. Here's a hypoechoic lesion in this area, and this is definitely hypervascular. So let's say this Doppler ultrasound, with Doppler ultrasound is helpful in detection, is increase the positive predictive value and is helpful in biopsy selection. So with this positive predictive value, if we see only this hypoechoic lesion, this positive predictive value is around 20 to 30%, as I said before. If the lesion has hypervascularity like this one, then this positive predictive value increased to 60 to 70%. So if you see this finding, hypoechoic and hypervascular, then you are pretty much quite sure that this is a prostate cancer. Let's see this case. let's say a little bit larger prostate. Here's some calcification. Here are ill-defined areas of hypoechogenicity here. And here's a doctor. There's definitely vascularity around here. And it is well correlated with pathological mapping. And so these Doppler ultrasound findings well demonstrate the extent of the tumor within the prostate. About this case, let's say not easy to identify the lesion, but with Doppler ultrasound, with this transition joint, right side transition joint is definitely abnormal. And this is the MRI, dynamic contrast enhanced MRI. It well shows that this lesion shows early strong enhancement with early washout, early strong enhancement and early washout. Let's say this is a washing map and this is a washout map, clearly well correlated with the Doppler ultrasound. This is the pathologic growth specimen and this is the map. This is Doppler finding well correlated with this finding. Now look at those two cases, two different cases. It's almost impossible to identify the lesion with this grayscale, but with the power Doppler ultrasound, here the lesion, and in this case, here is the lesion. If we look back this grayscale, probably we can identify that this area has a little bit hypoechoic and heterogeneous echogenicity, and in this area, that area is the tumor. And so Doppler ultrasound is helpful in detection of the prostate cancer, increase the positive predictive value, and is definitely helpful in biopsy selection. Now let's see the elastogram. This is the ultrasound I did long time ago, 17 years ago, in the year 2000. This was a 67-year-old man, PSA was 7.6, high PSA. And at the time, the elastography was not well introduced in our field. So at the time, there was no elastography. And when I do ultrasound, I just moved the transducer and I found some blooming artifact here, but I do not find any artifact here. So I thought that the consistency of this area is different from this area, and probably maybe this area can be a cancer, and maybe that correlated with this hypoechoic posterior area, and it was correlated with the low thermal intensity area P2. So this is the same principle now we are using with elastography. Let's say basically we can use both strain elastography and the shear wave elastography. With the strain elastography, we need steel to make an even, smooth compression. But with this shear wave elastography, we do not need that technique because ultrasound transducer can make the electric compression and make a shear wave. And so this is the image of strain elastography showing quite homogeneous normal prostate. And this is the shear wave elastography showing the abnormal, the hard area here. And of course, we can use the absolute, the values of the hardness using kilopascal value with this shear wave elastography. This is an example of strain elastography in prostate cancer patient. Grayscale ultrasound, this area is abnormal. Yes, so the positive predictive value is 20 to 30%. Hypervascular, so now the 60 to 70% chance of prostate cancer. And the strain elastography shows that this area is definitely harder than the other area. So now we are about 100% sure that this area is a prostate cancer and there is a pathologic specimen and mapping. This is another case of prostate cancer with shear wave elastography, hypoechoic lesion here, not hypovascular. Vascularity is not high in this case, so it is difficult to make a diagnosis with this grayscale and Doppler ultrasound findings. But with the elastography, this area is abnormally hard area. It's shown as the red area, and we can measure the kilopascal values, abnormal kilopascal values here. So now we think about the positive predictive value. We probably with this is only 20 to 30%. With additional Doppler still 20 to 30%. But with elastography probably is more than 70% and is well correlated with this in the area of prostate cancer. There were papers regarding the elastography targeted biopsies, and most of them said that it is quite helpful in biopsy site selection. And there was the World Federation guideline of using elastography for prostate. This is the paper, the guideline published in Ultrasound Medicine and Biology. That is the official journal of the World Federation of Ultrasound. Now let's look at the value of contrast-enhanced ultrasound in prostate cancer detection. There was a lot of papers regarding the value of contrast-enhanced ultrasound of prostate. Most of them shows it's valuable, and only a few says that does not recognize this value, but most says that it is valuable. This is the image the long time ago. With the first generation contrast agent level-based we did a long time ago. And in this patient, is suspicious hypoechoic area here. The vascularity is not very different, but after contrast injection, it shows the increase the vascularity, increase the flow signal here and around here. There are the artifacts from this neurovascular bundle area, but definitely this area is the vascularity is different from other areas with this first generation contrast enhanced ultrasound. Now we are having the second generation contrast agent. Now we can have more the sensitivity with this contrast enhanced ultrasound. This is a patient, old patient, PSA 5.6, slightly high, and the suspected prostate cancer did biopsy, but was negative at first biopsy, and now they're considering the second biopsy. So before second biopsy, we did contrast enhanced ultrasound, and this is grayscale, this is color Doppler. Non-definite, we cannot identify localized region. With this, the color Doppler ultrasound, can you start this video, please? Yes, probably with this after injection of contrast agent, probably you can clearly see that this area is abnormal. Definitely, this area has the much stronger enhancement than other areas. So, and the time intensity curve in this area shows very strong early enhancement and early washout. So we targeted this area and prostate cancer was confirmed. Another patient, similar patient, PSA 8.3, negative first biopsy, planning second biopsy. We cannot localize the lesion, and with contrast enhanced ultrasound, definitely here is the lesion, and the biopsy was done for this lesion, and the prostate cancer was confirmed. And this is pathology specimen mapping, and shows only this area is abnormal. So, contrast enhanced ultrasound may be valuable in detecting prostate cancer lesion, especially in patients with high PSA but negative first biopsy results. In those cases, contrast enhanced ultrasound is very helpful in localized lesion for second biopsy. The last thing nowadays we can use the valuably is always compare the transrectal ultrasound findings with MRI findings if both are available. So with MRI, basically we use T1, T2 sequence and diffusion weighted sequence with the ABC, the mapping, and dynamic contrast enhanced imaging. This is a transrectal ultrasound in this patient. Definitely this area has abnormal hypoechogenicity, and this area is hypovascular. With MRI, this is T1, this is T2, definite low signal intensity area here. This is a diffusion, this is ADC, this high intensity diffusion and low intensity ADC area is abnormal, and this is dynamic contrast enhancement where it shows abnormal enhancement here. So all these findings are well correlated with this transrectal ultrasound, well correlated with pathology specimen. How about this case? Hypoechoic area, hypovascular. So now probably about 70% positive predictive value with the two imagings. And the MRI, this is a T1 weighted images. This high signal at T1 is due to previous biopsy, and this area does not have a bleeding, and this area has a low signal intensity at T2, so very suspicious of prostate cancer this area, and this area is well correlated with the diffusion ADC and DCE images. So these findings of sparing area for post-biopsy bleeding is so-called hemorrhagic exclusion sign. This is a quite useful sign to detect the prostate cancer at T1 weighted images. Another case of prostate cancer, this area is suspicious, hypoechoic, and a little bit hypovascular, and the MRI well shows that this area has abnormal signal at all these sequences. Our this case, hypoechoic, slightly hypovascular, and the MRI shows that this area is definitely abnormal signal. So comparison with this transrectal ultrasound findings and MRI is quite useful. No, so I have to add some more findings. In this case, there was this area is a definitely abnormal area, large area, but with this MRI, there's another very small area on the opposite side, right side, is a very small, high intensity area at diffusion and low intensity ADC and abnormal enhancement, dynamic contrast enhancement. If we look back, we see ultrasound, probably now we can suspect this hyperechoic area corresponds to this small prostate cancer lesion on the right side. How about this case? The lesion is here on the left side, and if you look at this dynamic contrast enhancement, this is probably you can compare this red marked area and this blue marked area. This blue area is the BPH nodule, benign prostatic hyperplasia nodule, hypovascular area showing enhancement here. But this abnormal area, red area, if you look at this area carefully, probably you can see that this area shows a very early enhancement and an early washout. And if you compare the time intensity curve, this red and blue area, this is red area showing rapid enhancement and rapid washout. This red area shows slow progressive enhancement. This is a washout map showing this area is definitely abnormal, and this is a pathology specimen shows that this area is definitely abnormal and well shown at transrectal ultrasound also. And when we are doing the transrectal ultrasound, it is especially difficult in transitional cancer and anterior and apical cancer and diffuse cancer. Especially transitional cancer is quite open. About 20% of all prostate cancer occurs in this transition zone. And if you see this transrectal ultrasound, a large prostate, there's a little bit heterogeneous sample. The color Doppler does not show any specific area, but it is difficult to imagine that this whole transition zone area is involved by prostate cancer. It is not easy. How about this one? Is asymmetric prostate, large transition joint on the right side, hypervascular, and this is MRI, and where it shows that this right transition joint has the abnormal signal intensity and also abnormal enhancement pattern. So this is the area of the right prostate cancer in the right transition joint. And anterior side and apical cancer area is also difficult to evaluate with the transrectal ultrasound. This is a transverse scan in the apex area. It is not easy to define the lesion, but in fact, in this patient, the lesion was in this very anterior part. And in those cases, if we do biopsy, routine biopsy here, probably you usually miss this anterior side lesion. So MRI is quite helpful in identifying these anterior and apical lesions. Another case of anterior prostate cancer, this patient was PSA, very high PSA 21, and first biopsy was negative, and the transrectal ultrasound shows a little bit hypoechogenicity here, but it's not easy, not hypovascular. MRI clearly shows that this very anterior portion is definitely abnormal, and then we can make a biopsy targeting this area, and we can make a diagnosis of prostate cancer in this anterior apical portion. Diffuse cancer is also a difficult area for transrectal ultrasound. Here's a large prostate, heterogeneous echogenicity. Another patient with large prostate, heterogeneous echogenicity. In this patient, a very hypovascular prostate. In this patient, not. But both patients has a diffuse prostate cancer involving almost whole prostate. How about this case? Also heterogeneous echogenicity, not hypovascular, but the whole area biopsy was positive for prostate cancer. So diffuse cancer is a difficult area. When we are looking at the suspect diffuse prostate cancer, this echogenic foci is important. Echogenic foci like this one, scattered dot-like echogenic foci is very dangerous sign. In this patient, there are multiple dot-like echogenicity here, only with vascularity here, and it's the whole prostate was involved. This is another case of diffuse cancer having that kind of scattered motor echogenicity, diffuse prostate cancer. This echogenicity is different from that kind of echogenicity. You see along the margin of BPH nodule, linear, curvilinear calcification. This is a safe calcification, safe echogenicity, but this is a very dangerous echogenicity. So if you look at this one, there's probably have a BPH here, but this motor calcification, this is very dangerous sign, and this patient has a prostate cancer in this area. Another patient, scattered motor echogenicity, you can suspect the prostate cancer in this area. So this kind of appearance, so-called starry sky appearance, many stars in the sky, is a dangerous sign for prostate cancer. How about this case? Large prostate, slightly heterogeneous echogenicity, the hypervascularity in this area, but there are some fine scheduled echoes here. This is a very dangerous sign, and this was a patient having the diffuse prostate cancer. So always, if you see that kind of echogenicity, not to the scheduled echogenicity, be very careful. And so I would like to summarize the transrectal in my talk by mentioning that there is a lot of advances in technique, and we can use that technique, and also we can use the MRI, and compare finding is important to improve transrectal ultrasound. And so thank you so much for your kind attention today.
Thank you, Mr. Sun Jim. which address the topics. We